Hi, I'm Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I'm called the Big Game Hunter because I've been hunting down leaders and staff for organizations for more than 40 years. Today I want to give you some no BS job search advice about developing your online personal brand. Because frankly, there's nothing more important to you at this stage of your career than developing your online brand. See, understand, philosophically for me, I believe that the person who gets ahead isn't always the smartest, and they don't always work the hardest, although those are two great qualities to have. People remain alert people who get ahead are the ones who remain alert to opportunity. Sometimes those opportunities are internal to an organization. More often than not, they're external. So the question becomes, how do you hear about these opportunities? Now, obviously, you can hear about these opportunities when you're aggressively looking for work. You're going to send out resumes, firms are going to find you, and you're dealing with the idea of being the active job hunter and the bias that employers have against the active job hunter. If you're not familiar with that bias, look at my video about passive job hunting, and you'll learn about that sort of bias that exists in favor of the person who's not actively looking and against the one who is actively looking. So what you're able to do by creating an online personal brand is set the tone for how people think of you, number one. And number two is put yourself in the position to be found. Why is that so important? Well, as I said, people get ahead by being alert to opportunity. Now, I'm not telling you to respond favorably to every inquiry that you get, of course, but be smart about this thing. There's a reason why people at all the .coms and all the startups that exist around the world are trying to get press releases out in order to get their products known. Now, one thing that happens as a result of that is there are individuals at those firms that get attention as well, and they get opportunities handed to them too. For you, no matter what the field is you're in, your LinkedIn profile, your Facebook profile, your Twitter accounts become so critically important in terms of establishing your brand, because all of us are not just looking at job boards for resumes. We're out there on these sites trying to find people. And in the future, I have no idea what the next big site is going to wind up being, but let's assume that there are going to be other big sites for social. Now, we're looking at Google+. We're looking at anything that will allow us to get a handle on someone. So number one is make sure you have a great photo up on your social network sites. Number two is be aware that whatever you post is something that people will be looking at in the future. And it has the risk of having a positive impact on how people see you, or the unintended consequence of causing people to scratch their head and go, what's with this guy? And go on to the next person. Be smart about these things. Now, there's a proverb that basically says, if 2 years ago, 2 years from now, I bet you wish you started today. Well, you can start today to establish your brand. It may not have an impact on your job search today, and maybe it will. But no matter what you do, start today. If you're looking at LinkedIn, for example, don't just write a great profile, but get involved with some of the groups that are there. Read some of the job descriptions that show up from time to time, and tailor your profile to include some of the keywords that are in those job descriptions that relate to what you do. Right? It'll help you get found. Look at career choices that you make. You can have a blog where you talk about some of the work that you do without revealing anything of a proprietary or confidential nature. And talk about some of your successes. Talk about better ways to do some of the things that you do, because firms will find it. It doesn't matter what it is. Just get out there and establish the brand for yourself. Be aware that you can do things to disqualify yourself and cause people to reject you or cause people to think highly of you. The choice is yours. In future videos, I'm going to go into some of the things that you can do to establish the brand. But for today, I just want to tell you, start looking at branding yourself, because it will really set the table for you for the rest of your career. This is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, click the like button that's down below and let people know that you liked it. If you'd like to write a comment, I'd appreciate that as well. Good comments or help other people know that it's a good video. If you're watching this in my website, sign up for a complimentary subscription to my e-zine, which is called No BS Job Search Advice e-zine. I publish it on Tuesdays with advice for job hunters that's good anywhere in the world. It's completely free. My website, by the way, is Jeff Altman, JEFFALTMAN.com. And again, the advice I write is good for people anywhere in the world. I'm making it available for free. And you can read previous articles I've written for the e-zine from my site as well. You can also listen to podcasts of my radio show, which is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, which I broadcast Monday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern on Blog Talk Radio. The podcasts show up on my website later that same day. From JeffAltman.com, you can also post your resume to more than 50 sites from mine. Use easy-to-work-with career builder links that are on the homepage in the right-hand column. You have access to Indeed on the links page and Job Search Universe on the homepage, both of which search thousands of sites concurrently for job leads. There's information about my books and guides to job hunting, as well as other people's books as well, all of which will help you do a better job with your job search. Two more things. Number one, have you sent me a connection request on LinkedIn? The address is linkedin.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter. Having lots of connections on LinkedIn, and as well as connections to someone like me who has 10,000 plus connections at this point, affords you access to more people that are probably in your network. Secondly, and finally, is your firm trying to do some hiring? Are you trying to hire someone? Send me an email at the address that's down below, and let's set up a time to speak so I can help you with your recruiting. This is Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter. Hope you have a great day. Take care.